I'm heading to Brickell right now to meet with Evan Schechtman and Jessica Turner, two of my very, very top agents. We get together often to talk about how we can help our clients best. Today we're actually talking about some specific clients. And Evan and Jessica live in Brickell. I thought to myself, what a great opportunity to give you a sense, if you're thinking about moving to Brickell, what it's like to live there from Jessica and Evan's eyes. And so we're going to give you a little tour. Let's go. There they are.
Hi.
Hey Jessica, how are you?
How are you? Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Everything good?
Yeah, everything's good.
So you guys have lived, we're here outside Brickell Flatiron. You've lived here for how long?
Lived here for about 3 years. I've been in Brickell already for 7 years.
Okay.
7 years, yeah.
And where were you before this?
So I lived at Reach, which is part of the Brickell City Center. Actually, that's one of the best parts about Brickell, and I'd love to kind of show it to you if you want to go check it out.
Let's do it.
All right, let's
All
go.
right, let's walk. In your regular days in Brickell, what are the kind of things you like to do?
Probably a couple times a week, you know, when we walk our dog, we'll go to some coffee shops nearby.
Where do you walk your dog? Where do you go?
We like to walk along the water on Brickell Bay Drive, which is a really nice kind of peaceful water view strip along there. And then I'll take him to the park over by Icon, which is like the biggest kind of place that people take their pets to run around on the river. So
What's cool about this location is you have a built-in high-end restaurant right in the lobby. Sexy Fish, I think they have a few locations in Europe. It's very popular. But yeah, I mean, this is the main strip here.
It's South Miami Avenue, right?
South Miami Avenue. It's kind of a little famous now and really, really popular in the social media world.
yeah, you'll see a lot of people doing like interviews out here on this strip.
Right,
On the
yeah.
weekends, it's really, really happening.
So Mary Brickell Village was, which is where we're about to get to, or we are in basically, was the original retail strip of Brickell.
This Moxie's is now like one of the big places to watch sports and get together. It's always busy.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things is that, I mean, even though this is kind of like the city and it's one of Miami's more established neighborhoods, you know, the metropolitan part is really only about 10 blocks long and maybe 5 blocks wide. So you can easily and quickly walk to wherever you're going.
A good spot that I like to bring clients to when maybe some people want to grab a coffee or just want to meet and greet and shake hands. Right across the street, a Mexican breakfast lunch spot with some nice smoothies called Ojo de Agua.
Yeah, there's always a few things on every block. So wherever you are, you can have some options.
All right, Jessica's favorite store, Saks.
Saks.
Oh yeah, I was in Saks last weekend.
Also, Casa Tua under Saks is a great restaurant.
I go into Boss often, but I always leave empty-handed. I feel like they went younger and I'm too old now for it.
Get some
So-
gelato at Casa Tua.
You want some gelato?
Cold.
We can.
Gelato
it
in
is
the
kind of
cold.
cold.
No,
it's,
I'm joking.
it's actually a brisk day today. It's like right now it's in the high 50s maybe.
58, something like that.
Yeah,
this
it
is
was 55
this
when
is
we
like
left.
the blizzard of Miami 2026 right now. 50 something degrees during the day.
This building's Reach, actually where I used to live, part of the city center.
Yeah, we just sold a 1-bedroom there, and I actually Putt Shack is a family favorite, and also a
Yeah.
Blackbook favorite. We've gone there a couple
Yeah,
times.
absolutely.
We have our winner in attendance.
Jessica
Remember?
won last time?
Yeah.
I did. I won the
didn't
whole
remember
You don't
thing.
remember that?
Well done.
Yeah.
As a family, either me and Stephanie or the kids, we come to Brickell City Center a lot actually.
Yeah.
Just because it's easy. They have a bunch of good food options. Actually, I came with Steffi to Saks last weekend, and then we stopped at Casa Tua.
Yeah,
Um,
I love Casa Tua.
And we were hungry, and then sometimes we go
Well,
to Putt Shack.
Motec is a popular one now in the
Motec,
mall.
Pub Belly Sushi's there.
Cafe Americano is like a sleeper in the mall that no one talks about.
Yeah, it's
Have
good.
you even heard of it?
No?
Has
That's
a
what
good
I'm saying.
happy hour. It's
And
a small little place.
It's really good, like better than expected.
There's a new place in Brickell that I really like. It's called Amazonico. They invested at least 40 million into the build out, and it is beautiful. And I think it speaks to kind of the vision that a lot of people have for Brickell.
And it's always busy.
Always
I mean,
busy.
you need a reservation a week out typically for a good time.
So let's talk about Brickell, sort of how you would explain it to someone in comparison to other neighborhoods in Miami, or let's say in comparison to other big cities or other big city neighborhoods.
The best would be a smaller, warmer, cleaner Manhattan. and less busy.
Yeah, much cleaner,
Yeah.
much easier to drive. Again, like I said, it's
Look at this traffic right
very small.
now. There's no cars.
While there's still a lot here, you don't have to walk 20 blocks. It's 10 blocks, 5 blocks wide.
One of the things that I find about Brickell is it is the most complete neighborhood, urban neighborhood in Miami.
Yeah.
The only other neighborhood that you would consider where you're walking around, many of the properties are brand new builds or fairly new builds or pretty high use of the property. Maybe Miami Beach and Coconut Grove would be the other ones.
South of Fifth and the Grove.
But both of those places have very restrictive, they're very restricted on height and density, where Brickell has, you can build buildings over 1,000 feet here, right?
1,049 right now.
Yeah, so you have, the latest one is 888 Brickell by Dolce & Gabbana. I think that's one of the biggest differences. Like if you go between Brickell and downtown and Edgewater, which I'm also high on, both of those neighborhoods, they have a great trajectory, but they have a lot to go. Like where I live in Edgewater and Paramount Bay, within 3 blocks, there's probably 10 empty lots to work on.
It's going to take some time.
Yeah, so it's like Brickell 20 years ago.
And this is also the financial district. So we have a lot of the office buildings here and a lot of companies moving their offices here to Brickell specifically.
True, yeah.
So it's really nice because you can live here and also have your office here. So I don't know of a lot of other places that you can do that here.
I mean,
in Miami.
people talk about it all the time, but Brickell is live, work, play. You can really do everything. You can walk to the office, walk to the gym, walk to your coffee place, walk to your late night place you want to go with your friends when they're in town. You can really do everything without a car.
Yeah, of course, you still have the Metro Mover here. So if you want to go between here and downtown, get to the museums, get to the Casella Center, all those things you can actually
it's
take.
a free Metro Mover.
Yeah, Metro Mover also will get you there. It's free. Should we go get a little coffee to warm us up?
All right, yeah, we'll hop in.
While we're relaxing here, let's talk about what's your favorite buildings? Like, what's all hot for you right now?
It's hard to say, there's so many. The Nobu Residences is kind of a cool, fun project. It's going to be direct waterfront, right on the bay, overlooking Mandarin Oriental on Brickell Key. The family and friend pricing right now looks pretty attractive.
I mean, it's a great location.
Yeah, location is
it
great.
Looks massive for that area.
I think pricing starts around 2.2 right now. So it's a bit pricey for a 1-bedroom in Brickell, but
And I'm sure it's going to be like the ultra luxury, large floor plans, great balcony space.
yeah,
Like it's
their
different
1-bedrooms
from
are
what
like
we
big
have.
1-bedrooms.
Right.
What are they, 1,000 feet maybe
So it's
for a
different than
1-bed?
what we have one bedrooms in existing buildings. Right?
Yeah, a 1-bed in a typical building is like 600 feet.
Yeah.
Your average 1-bedroom.
Yeah, 600-700.
With minimal view, but yeah, these will have some nice 1-bedroom views, which is tough to get waterfront 1-bedrooms.
Yeah, because that's like a lot of the new construction, pre-construction now is targeting like people want bigger units, people want bigger floor plans. So
And people do.
while they're doing, a bit larger floor plans, they're also adding some 1-bedrooms that are larger but lower price point, which is a great value.
Yeah, I mean, there's no buildings that really offer that at all, waterfront. I think one project, Ocean Terrace, they sold out all just by word of mouth.
Very quickly.
They didn't even market. So you see the demand for that.
What about you, Jessica? What's a sort of a classic favorite of yours in Brickell?
My favorite building existing is definitely the Flatiron. Obviously, we live there, but I think it has it's very amenities oriented. It has beautiful gym overlooking the water. You can get water views in the penthouses. For existing buildings, what we have now, it has the best amenities, the best layouts.
It's more boutique, like feeling.
It feels very boutique, even though
it's
there's
not.
like 525 units in the building. It feels very private.
Right. You don't have like expansive tennis courts and like expansive basketball courts.
Right.
But the amenities they're tighter, but they're very boutique, well taken care of, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it's very very clean, very service oriented. Management is excellent. Like the level to me is great. For what's existing now, I think it's top tier.
Yeah.
It feels the second you walk in, it feels very upscale. What I love about it, it's an Ugo Colombo project.
It's timeless.
He's got the Italian sensibility. What's historically happened with his buildings is that they've maintained their values. The design has stayed relevant because even though each time he builds, it has modern flair to it, it also is it's designed in a way that stays stays relevant.
I think also like a pre-construction that's kind of underrated, and maybe it's only because it's pretty much sold out, is Una. Obviously on the very furthest south part of Brickell, but I'm excited for that to be done. It looks like it's coming along, and I think
end of March,
they also have, I'm sorry?
End of March?
Yeah, that's what they're saying. So they have also great layouts, really nice views.
You said Una, but that's pretty much being delivered. For a building that's a little more further back in the pre-construction phase, what building that stands out to you?
I like the Mandarin a lot. I mean, for me, it's very unique because of a number of things. It's amenities oriented. They have a lot more like wellness, a lot more space to add, like pickleball courts and lap pools, just like expansive things that we don't have in Brickell at the time.
It's true, it's a huge lot.
Yeah, and then also like architecture-wise, plans-wise, like huge floor plans. It's oriented so that almost everything has a water view. And then that like brass finish on the exterior, very cool.
Yeah, and at the price per square foot too, it's way more affordable than beachfront property for a direct, basically ocean bay view.
And you have a brand behind it, right?
Yeah,
so it's just
and a service.
Very service-oriented brand behind it. Yeah.
But having the ability to be in Brickell and being on like the 4th floor and have beautiful waterfront views from your 4th floor unit in Brickell is unheard of. Mandarin will be the one project that's in the thick of everything, and similar to Nobu residences.
Similar to Nobu residences, it will have that proximity.
I think, Nobu's the winner when it comes to like probably most convenient.
And you don't have to cross the bridge.
In terms of waterfront and convenience combined.
Yeah.
No crossing the bridge.
No crossing the bridge.
Correct.
That's the only thing. But I think the bridge may add a little level of privacy and quietness that could be really appealing.
I have a client who bought an Una. He's very athletic, right? He loves biking. So
Key Biscayne.
What's a better place in Brickell to live than
Nowhere.
Una Residences
Nowhere.
in South
Perfect.
Brickell? Because you just get on the Rickenbacker and you go, and you have that huge stretch of some of the best biking.
There's a lot of good biking back there.
Yeah, like you guys said, it's something for everybody, right? I mean, South Brickell, it's a really beautiful drive. It's got great coverage from the trees.
And speaking of that, like that southern part and kind of like the differences in Brickell, I love how Brickell has on South Miami Ave and those side streets a section of single family homes. That to me is really cool. And a lot of them are like really nice. There's some new ones being built there. And then there are some older ones. So it's kind of like, a little spot where if you still want to be in Brickell, but you want a single family house, you have that option.
What are some of your go-to casual places you like to go to in Brickell? And then when it's time to upscale, date night and so on, where do you go?
Yeah, just like pretty casual things would be a quick Joe and the Juice right next door here, a sandwich. Sprouts, not Sprouts Market, but Sprouts Store. It's a different brand. There's a really good chicken pesto bowl with quinoa that I always get. Pura Vida's, we actually just went a couple days ago, is a great spot, of course. Perfect egg sandwich. Vale, another good one. They have some really good sweet potato noodles, some healthy noodles that are great.
Yeah.
And
You guys are definitely healthy eats all the way. Nice.
yeah, of
Yes,
course.
we
Yeah, no
are.
McDonald's in this house. A brand new place opened about 2 to 3 months ago called Tortilla Madre. By far, I've had a lot of tacos. By far the best tacos in Brickell I've had. Mexican street tacos, like that's kind of what
They're
they're going
good, they're
for.
simple.
Very simple, very good. Really good sauces on the side if you're a big sauce fan.
Yeah, which we are.
Yeah,
sauce
definitely.
You mentioned Sexy Fish earlier, so Sexy Fish is one of them, but where else do you go?
We like Paper Fish, which is not like super high end, but they have a
in the
great
middle.
happy hour. Yeah, it's like sushi, fish. It's kind of like mid-level. They do have some nice things, but it's very good.
Mamo right here. We've been a few times.
Yeah, this is a good Italian.
Mamo.
It's right
Right here.
there.
Okay.
Italian.
That
Osaka.
helps, yeah.
It's also
Yeah, Osaka
Great.
is one of our
probably
favorites.
best sushi, I'd say, for high-end upscale sushi in Brickell. There's so many. I mean, this is just probably 10% or less than 10% of everything we've talked about.
Now we're gonna head to the waterfront.
Beautiful day in the neighborhood. So actually a fun fact about this area, this little statue here. The movie Something About Mary, they had a few skits here.
Mary! No. Mary! Is that's it, it is you!
I've always wondered what that looks like, a tombstone.
That's
I wonder what that
I've
was
been
about.
there and I'm supposed to know what it is,
I don't know
but
what it
it's let's go check it out. Oh, look at this guy.
Whoa, he's cute.
Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing here?
So cute.
Hi, baby.
A lot of dogs in the neighborhood.
Yeah, it's very pet friendly, which I love.
We hired this guy.
The Brickell Mausoleum, the historic tomb of the Brickell family after whom the neighborhood is named, was built in 1914, the final resting place of William and Mary Brickell.
Someone's buried, yeah.
Look at that.
It even tells me if we're filming here, we should frame it as before the glass towers, before the ultra luxury boom, this is where the story of Brickell began.
It's a great entrance.
All right, guys, so let's play a little game. I'm going to name a couple buildings and you tell me which one you prefer and why. If you want to say something about the other building, you can.
Sounds good, let's do it.
All right. Reach or Rise Brickell City Center versus SOS Lux.
Reach and Rise.
Well, that's an easy one.
Yeah, the reason being the connection with the city center itself and just the views.
Asia Brickell Key versus Jade Brickell.
Jade Brickell, they have a much better pool that's just a lot more sun. Asia has a nice pool, but it's smaller and it's covered. And then also for me, just the walkability of being in Brickell itself versus on Brickell Key.
Okay. Santa Maria versus Jade Brickell.
Oh, that's not even a question. Just give me the Santa Maria all day.
All day.
Yeah, I'll live there any day of the week. Huge floor plan. I think they start around like 2,500 feet. But Santa Maria is just timeless. Those large floor plans with direct water views are hard to beat.
Santa Maria was the first building in Miami, in all of Miami, that I truly fell in love with when I saw it.
Yeah?
It just did something to me when I walked into the lobby area.
What's it, an Ugo project?
It was
Yes.
an Ugo Colombo project.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And they have that like private house that is their club room, kind of like
Exactly
what
what-
the Paramount was supposed to have,
Correct.
which is really like enchanting.
Echo Brickell versus.
Flatiron.
Okay, that's a good one. Yeah, Echo Brickell versus Flatiron.
I like both, and I would pick the Flatiron as far as amenities and appeal of most of the units. Like you can get water views there, you know, but same thing. Echo, it has much smaller amenities and only on the very higher floors do you get really nice views, and those are really nice. But I would pick the Flatiron just generally. It's newer and it has better amenities in my mind.
Over 4 million would be Echo. Under 4 million would be Flatiron.
Mandarin, Oriental Miami, Brickell Key, or St. Regis, South Brickell?
That's a tough decision. I think it depends on what lifestyle you're looking for. I think for me, right now in my life, I would like Mandarin Oriental on Brickell Key, just in terms of proximity and amount of amenity space. 100,000 square feet of amenities.
But the St. Regis lot is not shabby either, right? You have a indoor pool there. Do you have an indoor pool in Mandarin?
No.
No.
Yes, you have an indoor pool at the St. Regis. It's got some nice.
Yeah,
it's got some nice
it's
touches.
just-
I
it's
think
just
they're
a more
working on a
boutique
marine, on a boat dock there.
It's
so
a
you
more
have the boat
boutique,
dock.
quiet lifestyle.
Yeah.
The
And-
Mandarin also has the outdoor kitchens on the terraces, which is
Yeah, the outdoor kitchens
really
are
a big
stunning.
value add.
Yeah, I mean, in my life right now, I think Mandarin would be the best option. But if you want a more relaxed, boutique feel with, 140 units where you might not see your neighbors, then that's a lifestyle for you. But personally, I'd prefer to see people in the lobby and, hang out and talk to friends and, see my neighbors.
So Cipriani or 1428 Brickell?
1428 Brickell. I think they have some really unique finishes. Everything, custom Italian. They have this really cool
They have the solar glass, right?
enclosure in the kitchens, and then they have the exterior of the building is a photovoltaic glass, which will be basically like a solar panel. That's gonna not only look very cool, but be a nice green feature that hasn't been done before here. Thank you for coming on this tour of our neighborhood in Brickell. We hope you enjoyed it. If you're looking to move to the area or nearby, give us a call. And if you want to look at the latest availability, visit us at condoblackbook.com.
Thanks, guys, and have a wonderful day.
Call us.